What's up, guys? It's Matt from Mason-Dixon Bow Magic. Someone asked me for a review of my PSE Fang and was asking me some questions about it, so I wanted to make a video to kind of address all those questions. This is it right here. I tried to do some screen accurate bolts, but I broke all the others. This thing has all screen accurate parts. I mean, even down to the barnet sling. Aside from the strings and cables, those are the factory ones, they're green, and aside from the cams, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but this is probably my second most favorite bow I have right now, just for the simplicity factor, because it's easy to work on, easy to repair in a sticky situation if you ever get in one. It's so, I guess versatile would be the term, because you can adjust these screws up front, loosen them or tighten them to make, well, to give it a higher or lower draw weight. And I have mine set at probably 75% of the original power. I still like this one pretty powerful, but you can see I do have them loosened a little bit. You want to make sure to not loosen them too much, because if you do, these limbs can pop out and push forward. That can bust them up. You can break your riser if you're not careful. So you can see my old marks, but they weren't very good, so I made new black marks. You just want to make a straight line pointing in with like a little permanent marker, so you can see how many twists you do on each screw. I think these are out 2 or 3 twists right now. Like I said, don't go too far, and this one, the thing that appeals to me about the Fang, and the thing that I think will appeal to a lot of other people about the Fang, is you can mix and match parts. This crossbow was not bought as an original Fang. Each individual piece of this crossbow came from a completely different bow. And what I mean by that is these cams are from a Bear X crossbow. The limbs are from a Bear X crossbow. The Bear X Trek 380, I believe. Yeah. And the trigger mechanism is a Fang mechanism, as well as the grip, which came from my good buddy Jerry, thank you. And the stock, which came from my good buddy Alex, thank you too. But, I mean, even the foot stirrup is from, I believe, some type of Killer Instinct. Nothing is the same, but Bear, I think a couple center points, I know Killer Instinct. Most of the limbs are exactly the same. You just want to make sure you get the type with the round edges and not the sharp edges, because they won't go all the way into the riser. I think they would still work, but I wouldn't test it personally, because I'm very sketched out by that type of thing. I mean, you can even see, this is a busted limb from my buddy Jerry. I had him sign it. This came from his Killer Instinct, and you can kind of see how one edge is sharper than the other. This edge is just round. This limb, had it been in good condition, if I had a full set of them, would have worked on that bow. It just would have been more powerful. You really have to watch which limbs you use. Check for splits, check for the shape of them. You gotta check for a lot of stuff if you're gonna do it safely. And this was the donor crossbow I originally bought. This is the stock from it, as well as the trigger and the trigger rod, which is down in there somewhere. Yeah, right here. The grip is different. I switched that out. The grip's from the Killer Instinct, but I couldn't get the Fangs black stock originally, or a Fang anywhere at the time. So I just went and bought one of these. They're like 180 bucks. I think like maybe 100 bucks, if that, on eBay now. If you can't get the PSE Fang, go for the Bear X Trek 380. Or, I saw a bunch of them on eBay, they're camouflage. It's called the Empire Beowulf. And it's just the most mix-matchable, I guess, apocalypse ready and equipped crossbow you can get. It's easy to maintain. My buddy Jerry, check him out on YouTube at Jerry's, or on Instagram at The Walking Dead Props, made a video about how you can change your strings and cables in the field. All you have to do is put something in your cams to lock them. After you pull it back so far, swap your strings and cables over. That's that. But you will, I believe, have to retime them, unless the cams stay in the same position, which is unlikely. I don't know for sure though, because I haven't done it personally, but I'm gonna try it here soon when I have to get new strings and cables, because those have seen better days. But yeah, I can't remember your name, but whoever wanted the PSE Fang review, there you go. Also, for anyone wondering, my modified striker crossbow, I had some stuff come up. I'm ending up having to just part it out as a ready-to-go modified set. This is cosmetic. The cam itself is not damaged, it's just a little scrape. It's all ready to go. It's got a cable slide. All you got to do is have a certified bow technician swap over your trigger mechanism, and you can just screw this right onto your regular stock and get going with it. But I'm also waiting for my own personal striker solution front end to come back from Jerry in California, and I will be doing a review on his 30-pound modded PSE Chaos limbs striker front end, which just lowers the draw weight on the striker tremendously. It's, I don't want to say a toy, but if you were wearing enough clothing, it probably would bounce off. Unless it had a broad head, I think it would still go through. I've watched a bunch of reviews on it. It's still decently powerful. It could take a small game animal, like a bird or a rabbit or anything like that, but yeah. And also, you could loosen the limbs on the PSE Fang enough for it to do the same thing. That's what I like about it. It's so versatile. You can do so many things with it. It's just awesome. It's, out of all the bows that Daryl had, the most practical. But, yep. This is Matt from Mason Dixon Bow Magic. Thank you guys for watching.